guys, welcome back or welcome to the channel. If you're new, it's Sahara. So today I'm going to be turning these Dollar Tree doll houses into a gingerbread house. I'm going to start off by using the sandpaper because like I mentioned in my other Dollar Tree doll house DIY for Halloween, it's always best if you don't have a spray paint that has the paint plus primer. You need to sandpaper it to get rid of that layer, that kind of glossy layer that won't allow the paint to stick. I've gone ahead and popped out the windows and the doors. Now I did sandpaper these windows and doors while it was attached to the house. Don't forget to sandpaper these as well because you need the paint to stick to everything, especially acrylic paint. So I'm going to be using this Craft Smart acrylic paint, the neon green from Michaels, and I'm just going to paint every window this color and only the windows this color, and I am going to paint it twice. So the first layer, let it dry a little, and then paint the second layer because neon colors, especially, well, light colors in general, but especially neon colors, oh my gosh, they need so many layers to get the most coverage, the most opaqueness that you can get out of it. Now I'm going to be moving on to the Apple Barrel matte paint in the shade Flamingo Red and Chocolate Bar. Now Chocolate Bar is going to be the border of the door as of now. So this is going to be the first layer, and the first layer is this chocolatey brown. The door is going to be the first layer of Flamingo Red, which is a deeper red tone. So I'm going to be mixing together Territorial Beige and Chestnut, and it's going to be the color of the gingerbread house altogether. So when it comes to these gingerbread houses, I've seen so many of them online, whether they're done like as a DIY or someone's putting it together to sell it. Everyone goes for that deep chocolatey brown for the house. I don't like how that look. Even like using those gingerbread kits that you can buy and created, I've never liked that type of gingerbread color. I've always liked a lighter tone. I seen this gingerbread house online someone was selling for $500, and that has to be the most gorgeous gingerbread house I've ever seen. I wanted it something like this, but that's just too much. Too much money would have to go into that one. The roof is going to be a little bit deeper because what I'm going to do is after painting the whole thing, both of these colors, I'm just going to go over the bottom half with the shade Territorial Beige, and that's going to lighten it, but it's still going to have that same tone. And don't forget to but paint the inside of the dollhouse too, because if you use LED lights, which that's what I had planned on doing, they will show the paint. Once the dollhouse is dry, and again, like I said in my other video, I sped up the process with a fan, you can kind of see that the roof is a little bit deeper. So now I'm just going to pop in the windows and doors back into the house. I'm going to start back by adding in some of the detail into the paint, and this paint has been sitting, look at that layer that dried and the paint that's been sitting, but I'm just going to peel that up and go back in with those two that I mixed together to just add in the detail around the border of the door. I'm not painting anything extra. The way the house came, that's just what I'm painting. So whatever design that may be, that's just what it's going to be. To lighten the door, I'm going to take the red apple paint and mix in a little bit of the Snow White. Now, I do regret using a little bit of the Snow White because, again, white paint does turn red paint pink. So I didn't need to use it, but I did want it to lighten it a little bit. Now using that shade Chocolate Bar that I pulled out earlier, this is a rich brown that has a little bit of a red undertone. Now I did do this type of step when I did my Halloween house to make it look like coffins. So this time I'm making it look like gingerbread men. And off camera, I just went ahead and added that little red detailing by where the wreath is going to go. So that's the only thing I did off camera because the detailing, you have to get close up on it. Everything that I use in this video, I will link down below. I bought a 25 pack of red and white straws. This set from the My Little Christmas set, and everything I did purchase was 50% off at Hobby Lobby. Again, everything will be linked down below. This next set is from the My Little Christmas set. These My Little Christmas deers are glitter, and they had them in 3 different colors. This more white tone, the red ones, and the silver ones. But I thought the white would be easy to paint if I wanted to DIY it. Also, that ladder's from My Little Christmas. This bracelet is from a different section. The buttons are from a different section, and also these candy canes that I just stuffed inside, they were from a different section other than the ones that contain the My Little Christmas. So every Christmas thing had its own section at Hobby Lobby. You just have to shop around the store. And then also these were some of the ornaments that I got too that I'm going to use to decorate it. I love using ornaments to decorate these miniature villages and homes because it just makes it easier than actually typing many things in Google. Just use ornaments, cut the string off, and you're good to go. This snow is from the Mayberry Street collection. Now everything from the Mayberry Street collection is not on sale, so full price. And also that little snowman back there, I forgot to mention, that's by that welcome friend sign. That was on a clearance aisle, so it was $1 something. Now what I'm going to do is take the paint in the shade Snow White, take those dabbing sponges that I got from the Dollar Tree and just dab it on to make it look like, you know how gingerbreads had that icing type of effect, and this time I'm making it look like snow. This was another thing I did for my Halloween house to give it some light and to bring some sort of texture to it as well, since it's a house. So now I'm just taking one of those ornaments that's the cookie, and also some other little ornaments that I'm just pulling out that I want to decorate on the house with. These buttons, it took me a while to find them. I'm just cutting off the back of them because they were in the craft section, and you know how sometimes you have people at the store, especially Hobby Lobby, that act like they don't want to help. I went to a different Hobby Lobby and a lady was willing to help me find them a little bit better there. As the wreath on this house, I decided to use the cookie instead, and I just hot glued it on, and it's so pretty because it has that red and white, and it also has the peppermint, the little peppermint in the center. So for this part, that button, the swirl button, I'm just trying to figure out how I want the swirl button to go onto the window, if it's going to cover the window or if it's going to go above it. I do regret putting it in front of the window because it covered it, and I tried the LED lights after this, and the LED lights weren't showing at the top. So definitely, if you decide to do something like this and you want LEDs, do the swirl on the top. Now I'm going to be taking that bracelet, just cutting it and using that peppermint as like the wreath on the door. And then for the next part, I'm going to be taking one of those gingerbread buttons and gluing that on the door as well, like right under the peppermint. I'm going to be taking those straws and gluing them where those, I don't know, those divots or sections, just sections in the house. And I'm just going to be hot gluing them there. In that pack of buttons, there were 9 buttons altogether, but 3 of each. So this cupcake, that gingerbread man, and then the swirls all came in there. So I'm just going to place these cupcakes on each side of the house. I know it is blocking the little gingerbread men that I made at the bottom, but it's okay. And then now for that top piece, I decided to put the rest of the bracelet along there, and I tried to hot glue it at once, but hot glue dries pretty quick, so then I had to peel it up, and it sucks to peel it up because it does peel the paint up. But I think I went back in off camera and just painted around anything that was showing. With that ladder, I'm going to set it up against the house, and I'm going to take those 2 gingerbread people, the little gingerbread girl and the little gingerbread man. But for now, the little gingerbread man, and hot glue him to the ladder to make it seem like he was climbing the ladder. But I am hot gluing it sideways so that when you lean the ladder up against the house, you can still see it. And then for the final touches on the house, not around the house, because I'm going to do that after, but on the house, I'm just going to add those little gingerbread men and hot glue them to the sides of the windows. You can see a little sneak peek of my next houses that I'm going to be creating, but for this, I'm just showing you guys what I did for this deer. And what I did was I just painted half of it red and kept the other half the regular original glitter. I took this red glitter from the Dollar Tree and just tapped it on the antlers because it's darker than the red paint, and see, it just gives a nice glitter touch. That's what I'm doing for these 2 houses in my upcoming video. But for the gingerbread house, what I did off camera was I just painted the antlers red, and then I just sprinkled some of that glitter on top of them. I did the half red, half white for the other houses because the other houses are going to be too white, and that white on white just would not blend well. I was wondering how would it look if I did the half white, half red on a gingerbread house too, but since I already glued them, I did not want to do the red and then mess up and then felt like I had to peel it back off. Now what I'm doing is taking those wood pieces that I get for these Dollar Tree doll houses, and I'm just going to paint it with that Snow White. I want the base of the house to be white, and I have the other 2 woods for the other houses because I was doing pretty much everything at once, going back and forth. For the walkway, I'm going to be using this sandpaper, and again, this is the 60 medium sandpaper because it has that thick texture and that you can see that quality of that grit on there. So that's what I'm going to be using as the walkway. I'm going to size it up because I'm only going to cut a strip of it for the walkway. I don't want it to cover the whole thing up. To glue it down, I did use ModPodge because like I said before, if something doesn't work right, or not work right, but look right, and you want to peel it up, it's easier to peel off ModPodge than it is hot glue. Just to add that steps kind of look to it, I'm just going to bend the sandpaper and also add a little strip of it to it. Again, using the Mod Podge, but just bending it downwards. I'm not going to add a little piece to it as an extra step. This is just going to give that step effect because of those like cuts that it has in the wood. For the house, I'm definitely going to hot glue it to the wood. You don't want to try to Mod Podge this to the wood because it'll just fall apart. But I'm going to hot glue it. I'm going to hot glue it towards the back of the wood, but center it up. Now using that Mayberry snow, well, the miniature snow from the Mayberry collection, I'm going to use the Mod Podge again just to layer this onto the wood and then sprinkle that snow on top of it. The snow looks really, really good. I would probably start out with Mod Podge like I'm doing now, and then to layer it up, probably just use a hot glue gun if you want it like thicker. But this is all I'm going to do for now. I'll probably go back later and see if there's anything I want to add to it, like any more snow. All of the little figures that I showed, I'm just going to start hot gluing them. I wanted to hot glue them first because I felt like it made it a little bit harder for it to stick because of the snow, but I should have hot glued it first and then, you know, put the snow around it, but it's fine. Just hold it down and then until it's secured, because this snowman, since I've gotten it, I think it's fallen like 20 times. I'm surprised it didn't break. I'm also going to be adding some candy canes in the walkway. I'm going to have to go to Hobby Lobby right quick and buy a couple more packs to see if I want to fill the rest of it up, because I'm going to have to put it on the Christmas homes that I'm doing as well. So we're just going to see how it looks for now, and then I'll add more if needed. But I'm going to hot glue them to the walkway. I went to Hobby Lobby and bought some of that tulip puffy paint because I know that this is the paint that it gets puffy once you add some sort of heat to it. So I used the steamer and I also used the blow dryer. I started with the other two houses that I was working on at the same time as this one, and it does not get puffy unless you layer it up yourself. Like, I don't know what's going on with this paint. I feel like maybe they probably did something new to it, because I seen reviews of it and it was getting puffy in other people's reviews. So I'm guessing that they did what most brands do and changed the formula. Maybe they made it cheaper, which gave it less puff or something. I don't know what's going on with this, but it got the job done. It just did not get puffy like I wanted it to. So I bought this one at $2.49, about 1 fluid ounce, and they do have one for $4. That's about 4 fluid ounces. So I just would stick to the small one depending on how many projects you have to do. There's a lot that comes in here, so I'm glad that I didn't buy the bigger one because, oh, I would have been heated. I am also going to go in with some glitter to pour on it as well. This is that white glitter that has a little bit of a green shift to it, which I thought would tie in nice with the green that's on the house. It's like a neon green. I went out, bought some more candy canes, so now we can finish the walkway, and then that will complete this video. So I'm just going to finish hot gluing them down all the way, all the way back, and then two at the bottom as well. It was hard to find them because they were selling out, so I'm glad that I was able to finish them off, because at first I was just going to have these 4, 2 on each side. That was going to be like a railing look, but now we can finish the whole walkway with candy canes. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and this gingerbread house. I'm so happy this gingerbread house came out the way it did, and the colors just blended all together, and especially even the deer, because I was a little worried about the deer. I'm still thinking that maybe the deer should have been half red. I don't know about the white deer, so that's all. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next DIY, Christmas DIY.